Hello everybody, and welcome back to Sovereign Money. I'm your host, Mike. A quick word, nothing in this video should be considered financial advice. I am not an accountant or financial advisor. You can and should do whatever you want with your own money. I'm just a random dude on YouTube. Now that you've purchased some Bitcoin, check out the videos above. It's time to learn more about self-custody. So what is self-custody? Self-custody is basically taking control of your own Bitcoin, i.e., self-custody. You go from using the exchange as a custodian for your Bitcoin in what is called a custodial wallet to a non-custodial or self-hosted wallet that only you control. So why would anyone want to practice self-custody? I'm glad you asked. Practicing self-custody is exactly like taking all of your money out of your bank in cash and stuffing it under your mattress. But why would anyone do that? Well, there's a couple reasons. Number one, privacy. Basically, so no one can monitor or control how you spend your money or even know how much you have. And security. By removing your money from the bank, you achieve some level of security from the bank itself. Just ask the customers of Silicon Valley Bank or the users of FTX, Celsius, and Voyager what can happen when you leave your funds in a bank or on an exchange. The reason so few people do this is, once again, convenience. It's just so convenient to use your debit card, buy things off of Amazon, Venmo a friend, or pay bills electronically, all of which can't be done when you have your paper money under your mattress. We live in a digital society, and in order to integrate, you just need a bank account. In order to incentivize people to keep their money out of their control, banks offer interest rates on their money and really fancy websites and fantastic applications. So you wouldn't really take all your money out of the bank and stuff it under your mattress, would you? No, probably not. But you should take all of your Bitcoin off of the exchanges and stuff it under your digital mattress. Here's why. What do you know? Privacy. The pseudonymous Bitcoin network is not completely private, but way more private than the banking system. There's no KYC, no AML, or any registration at all to create a self-hosted wallet. The Bitcoin, however, can be traced from the exchange to your wallet, but the wallet has no other data linking it to you. And secondly, security. I mentioned FTX, Celsius, and Voyager a minute ago. Those exchanges all collapsed in 2022, and the users lost billions of dollars. Exchange accounts have also been hacked, closed, and locked down, and you have no recourse. The third reason to remove your Bitcoin off of exchanges is to practice self-sovereignty and financial independence, so you can save, send, or spend your money however you see fit, with no agent or third party telling you what to do and when to do it. Financial freedom. The fourth reason is reduced fees. Many self-hosted wallets allow you to see the transaction fees and adjust them to your liking before you execute the transaction. However, transaction fees represent another revenue source for the exchanges. And in my experience, the transaction fees on exchanges are way higher than they are off of exchanges. And the last reason is no risk of censorship. Bitcoin represents an imminent threat to the traditional banking system, and they may find a way to restrict your use of or access to this asset, and thereby trapping your funds on the exchange. Remember, the exchanges are functioning under the control of their local governmental regulations, and as such, they have limited power to act in your best financial interests. However, there are some pitfalls of self-custody. Let's go through them. Like taking your money out of the bank, when you control your own Bitcoin, there's a possibility you could lose it all. There's no insurance for mattress bank account holders, and no one is coming to save you. You could lose or destroy the combination to your digital safe, or you could even die with the combination in your head. Or you could choose the wrong safe manufacturer and lose everything, or get locked out. Even with all those risks and responsibilities, the ultimate expression of financial freedom is putting on your big boy or big girl underwear and taking control of your own wealth like a grown-up. You can do this, and I can help you. First of all, when you move your Bitcoin into self-custody, you're not moving anything. What? You're simply changing ownership of the Bitcoin on the blockchain. You're basically saying, okay, take this amount of Bitcoin and change the ownership from Coinbase to my personal self-hosted wallet. Bitcoin resides on the blockchain. It never moves off the blockchain, and it's not possible. Its owner can change, but its position never changes. It's a lot like a piece of real estate. Owners change, but the position of the real estate never does. Get it? But when you're ready to take control of your finances, there are two kinds of self-hosted wallets, and both come with significant responsibilities. What responsibilities? Well, when you create a self-hosted wallet for your Bitcoin, you are typically given what's called a seed phrase, a key phrase, or a key, or even a passphrase. As you can see here, this is the BIP39 word list, which is what the seed phrases are made from. It's called Bitcoin Improvement Proposal 39. That's not important. But anyway, it's a list of 2,048 different words that are used to create a special phrase that is essentially the combination to your safe or the key to your wallet, if you will. Anyway, this is what the words are, and they're listed alphabetically down here if you're interested. These seed phrases often consist of 12 or 24 random words, and they don't seem like much at first glance. They are the literal keys to the kingdom. If you lose access to your phone or computer, you'll need the seed phrase to restore your account to another device. A seed phrase is a readable translation of a private key that proves that you own that wallet, and you cannot lose these words. Here's a little story. Let's say you're out in a boat with your friends and you're playing around. Maybe you've had a drink or two and you say, ha, 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 oh, uh-oh, and your phone goes overboard, down into the depths of the ocean. Well, it's gone. And you're like, no big deal. I have iCloud. I'll just buy another one and restore it and I'm good. So you go get a new device, restore everything, it's all good, and you feel like a genius. Except when you go to open your Bitcoin account, your self-hosted wallet that's on your cell phone, and it asks you to restore the account, you say, restore. Awesome, right? Nope, you need those 12 words or all of the funds that you had on that wallet are gone forever. So please take care of these words. In a future video, I'll go over proper seed phrase management, but for now, just keep them safe. Do not take a picture of them. Do not expose them to the public or misplace them. Lock them down. Capiche? So there are two kinds of self-hosted wallets, a hot wallet and a cold wallet. Hot wallets are applications that you run on your phone or your computer, and as such are connected to the internet. Most of them store an encrypted version of your seed phrase in the software, and they're connected to the internet, so it's theoretically less secure. They are potentially vulnerable to attack by malware and hackers as well. But with good security measures, they can be a very convenient alternative to the other kind of wallet, which is a cold wallet. Now, cold wallets are called cold wallets because they're not connected to the internet. So they're not hot, they're cold. And instead, they run on a device that is separate from your phone or computer. They're often called hardware wallets due to the fact that they run on a specific piece of hardware specially designed to store crypto assets. In this video, I'm going to discuss hot wallets, and in the next video, I'll explain the more advanced cold wallet storage. So don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification button so you won't miss it. It's going to be awesome. Okay, there must be 10,000 different hot wallets available. Just do a search on your phone or on the App Store on your computer for hot wallets or Bitcoin wallets, and the list is endless. And you have to be really careful which one you trust with your Bitcoin. Some reputable hot wallets include OneKey Wallet, Trust Wallet, Exodus Wallet, Green Wallet, Blue Wallet, Stack Duo, Coinbase Wallet, BitPay, Math Wallet, Spot Wallet, Best Wallet, Edge Wallet, Nunchuck Wallet, Strike Wallet, Wasabi Wallet, Sparrow Wallet, and Electrum. Whew. Just to name a few. Every wallet has pros and cons, so you have to decide which one is going to work for you. Today, we're going to demo the Exodus wallet. It was my very first hot wallet, and I think it's a good one to start with. This wallet does generate a seed phrase, so get your pens ready. The Exodus wallet was developed in 2015. There have been over 200 updates to the software, and new updates come out every 2 weeks without fail. Pretty cool. There are versions for Mac, Windows, Linux, iOS, and Android. Everything's covered. Exodus does not charge any fee besides the transaction fees from on-chain to send or receive crypto assets. But if you want to use the built-in exchange option, there is a spread in the price that we've talked about in a previous video. That is the difference between the price they pay for the asset, or the listed price, so to speak, and the price you buy the asset at. Exodus itself does not hook up to your bank. It does work with a third-party company so that you can move fiat into crypto on the Exodus exchange, but it's not through Exodus itself. I'll show you in a minute. Now, Exodus is not an open source software. The code of open source software is public and freely available online, making the code accessible for inspection by 8 billion people. If there's a flaw in the code, it will be found. Some examples of open source software include the Linux operating system and the Bitcoin network. So being an open source software represents the highest level of operational security. And again, Exodus is not open source. They are built on some chunks of open source software, but the software is not all available online. So it's not the highest level of security. Exodus supports over 364 different crypto assets and over 50 different blockchains. So you could buy one different crypto asset for pretty much every day of the year. Now you'd have to take one day off. Exodus has never been hacked, and it seamlessly integrates with the Trezor hardware wallet. Again, we'll talk about that in the next video. It does not have any two-factor authentication for security, but it does have a password, and you can use biometric identification on your phone if you're running it on your phone. Exodus does not have the ability to add a 13th word to your seed phrase or create what is called a multi-signature account, which is really the highest level of operational security for Bitcoin accounts. And again, we'll talk about that in a future video. And they do have support available through chat and email. Why don't we take a look at the software? I'm going to demo the software on my Macintosh laptop. It might look different on a Windows computer, probably not by much. It definitely looks different on a phone, but the functions are the same. So let's take a look. Before we look at the software, actually, we need to look at the website. So let's take a look at that. This is the Exodus website, exodus.com, not too complicated. And basically, there's not a whole lot here. They list their different products, mobile wallet, desktop wallet. A Web3 wallet is a type of wallet that you connect to your browser that allows you to interact with decentralized applications. We'll talk about that soon. And multi-chain Web3 wallet, that's the browser version. Web3 in mobile, etc., etc. 50 different crypto networks supported, 364 different assets. And then this is the desktop version. So basically, they just want you to go ahead and download. They also mentioned that they integrate with the Trezor hardware wallet, and that is this device down here. And that's about it. All right, so let's download it. I have an M1 Mac, so I'm going to click that. So I'm going to click this and download it and get it installed, and then I'll meet you inside the app. So here we are inside the app. We have some buttons up here on the top and some buttons up here on the upper right. And then this icon here represents the home button. And then a little what's new tab here. I'm assuming that's about some updates. Yes, it explains what has changed in the most recent update, and we'll close that. And then we have make your first deposit. I'll get to that in a minute. Buy crypto, and already have a wallet. So if you have a wallet and you have a 12-word seed phrase, you can restore it to this Exodus wallet and use it here. You just click the already have a wallet, and then it's going to restart into a different mode. You enter your seed phrase, and then you can access your funds. But we're pretending we don't have a wallet, so that's that. Down below, we have different assets that you can trade and store inside the wallet. There's a bunch there, and you can add a whole bunch more, believe me. All right, before we go to receiving Bitcoin or any kind of crypto, and I think this is crazy that they don't do this, you need a password and you need your 12-word seed phrase recorded. So let's see if we can find that. I actually know where it is. It's in the settings, which is this button up here. Go to settings. Then you go to backup, and you have to create a password first. So I'm going to enter my password here. Here we go. And press next, and then you enter it again. I'm just pasting it. Okay, keep your password safe. You can access your funds without the password. You can't get into Exodus without the password. That is, you can simply restore another device or another type of software, another software wallet or hot wallet or even hardware wallet with that 12-word seed phrase. So the seed phrase is transmissible across different wallets, whereas the password is just for Exodus, okay? So keep your password safe, but keep your seed phrase super safe. Then you can click view your secret phrase. And I'm not going to use this account, so I'm going to show you. You just hover over the buttons and there is your seed phrase. So hover over these and write them all down. You can print it if you want, and then you have it on a piece of paper. But of course, that paper can get lost or stolen or whatever. So just keep it safe. And once you've recorded those, you press done. And then you have to confirm what words are in the right order. So it says, which word is the 9th word of your secret phrase? And you select that one. I wasn't looking, so I don't remember which one. And then it'll ask you 2 or 3 of those, and you press done, and then it's confirmed. So write down your seed phrase, and then when you press done, it's going to quiz you. It's going to ask you what word is your 3rd word, what word is your 2nd word, what word is your 7th word. And once you pass that little quiz, it'll close it and figures you have it right. Because not only do you need to know the words, you need to know them in the exact order. That's super important. And once your seed phrase is backed up and you've verified it, this is the screen that's presented to you. So on this screen, you can reset your password that you just put in. I don't know why you'd want to do that. And you can access your recovery phrase right here. So now when you go to the backup setting, this is what you're going to be presented with. All right, let's go move some Bitcoin. Okay, once you've recorded your seed phrase and your password, we're all good. So that way, when you close the app, you can log back in with your password and everything is secure. Then you can make your first deposit. So I'm going to make my first deposit here, and I'm going to deposit some Bitcoin. Oh, what is this? So when I say I want to deposit Bitcoin into this wallet, it gives me this address, your Bitcoin address right there. And then it has this really long number. So that is the actual address on the blockchain where the Bitcoin is going to go. Again, it doesn't move, the ownership moves. So what happens is that piece of Bitcoin that we send to that address simply stays on the blockchain, and the owner changes from Coinbase or whatever exchange you're using to your wallet. You see, it's like a tag or, an address or a deed. You have the deed to your Bitcoin. So what you do is you copy that address, then you go to the exchange and you and you paste it into the send address of the exchange. And I'm going to show you that right now. Okay, here we are at Coinbase. Let's log in, and we're going to transfer some Bitcoin to our new self-hosted wallet. Sign in, verify who I am. Okay, here we are inside Coinbase. We go up here to the transfer button. We click that. We're going to send crypto. So we click that. And right here, this little tiny thing is where you change from Bitcoin. It's like if you want to designate an exact amount of Bitcoin you want to send, or a certain dollar amount. So let's try $25. And I just want to do this to see what the fees are going to be like. We're going to select our recipient, and we're going to enter that address that I just copied from Exodus. So now let's go back to Exodus and verify that address. And I like to look at the last 6 digits or so. KRXMVY. All right. KRXMVY. Perfect. So let's go back, and we're going to say good. That's a good. It also gives you a check mark right here that tells you that that is a Bitcoin address. Now, I need to tell you, if you send Bitcoin to an address for another chain, for instance, Ethereum, which is a different type of cryptocurrency, Ethereum has their own types of addresses. If you send Bitcoin to an Ethereum address, it's gone. If you send Ethereum to a Bitcoin address, it's gone. So you can only send Bitcoin to Bitcoin address, et cetera, of course. But you gotta be careful. I never send Bitcoin around to anywhere at night, and I never send it when I'm distracted. You can add a note here if you want to, say happy birthday or whatever, and let's preview the transaction to see what the fees are gonna be right now. So to send $25 to that address, the fee right now is $16.33. So I'm not going to do $25 because that's crazy. So what I'm going to do is what's the max here? I have $486 of Bitcoin. I think I might, let's see what it looks like. Preview send. Same fee, $16, which represents a much smaller portion of the total amount that I'm sending. So let's go ahead and send that. Send now. It says it's estimated to take about 30 minutes. Again, make sure you verify this address hasn't changed for some reason. Bitcoin addresses tend to begin with BC1 and then a letter. That's normal. And then it's ready to go. I will likely get an email confirming this, and let's see what happens. So I'm using my cell phone to record this, so I can't verify this with my Authenticator app. But verify this transaction with your Authenticator app, and if you have one. If you don't have one, actually, when you signed up for Coinbase, you probably had to have an Authenticator app. So verify this transaction with your Authenticator app, either Google Authenticator or Twilio Authy or some other Authenticator app you have, and then the transaction should go through. I'm going to try a different way than using the Authenticator app because I'm using my phone to record this right now. And we'll see. Off it goes. Okay, that much Bitcoin has been sent to that address. So it should take about 30 minutes. I will come back when that goes through, but let's take a look at Exodus to see if there's any notification. All right, here we are in Exodus. I don't have anything yet in the Bitcoin wallet. Let's go to the home button here. All right, so let's look down here under assets. I don't see anything that says I have any assets. Now I know what these buttons are, so let's just give a little tour here. This is the portfolio button that shows you all the assets you have. This is your wallet button that shows you each asset individually and then the activity associated with that asset. That's where if you receive some, send some out, receive some, send some out, that will all be listed down in this area. And, oh, there it is. I don't know if you heard that, but the app made a little sound of change dropping, and all of a sudden I have some Bitcoin in the account. That was super fast. I was not expecting that to be so quick. So it says receiving, and it is pending. Outstanding. Super exciting. Okay, I got so distracted by that Bitcoin coming in that I forgot to finish the tour. So let's dive back in. All right, so we were at the portfolio area, and then that's the area where all of your assets are being held. Now, this list down here does not mean that I have all these assets. Those are the assets that I've chosen to display. Well, actually, I didn't choose, Exodus chose. You can easily clean that up by going down here to the Add More button, which doesn't really make sense, and then you can uncheck the assets that you don't want to list. So if you don't have any of those, I would get rid of them so they're not clogging things up. This is the total amount of assets you have and some statistics about your portfolio. And you can find that under there. Very cool. Then, like I said, this is the wallet section where it lists your assets singly and then the relevant transactions underneath. So you can see that I received some Bitcoin and how much it was. And you can make a note there and to help you with some bookkeeping activities. Then the next section up here is called Swap. That's where you can trade cryptocurrencies within Exodus. So you can swap thousands of pairs of assets, and you can go through that. I'm going to skip it. And I am ready to swap. Okay, so in the swap area, you can change Bitcoin for Ethereum. And I don't use the exchange within the Exodus app because the fees are really high. But if you want to, in a pinch, you can do that. You can also trade your Bitcoin for a host of different assets. Let's look at something like USDC, and then you could put in whatever amount you want here and trade into a stable coin. It's sort of like selling your Bitcoin for dollars because the USDC is 1-for-1 with the US dollar. So that's the trading section. And then the next section here we have is fiat on-ramp. and you can tell Exodus how much you want to buy, or how much Bitcoin you want to buy, or how much any of these assets you want to buy. Again, let's say USDC. I want to buy $100 of USDC, but I'm only going to get but I'm only going to get $92.65. So that is a hefty fee. Anyway, when you click the continue button, it takes you outside of the Exodus application to another website, and it is right here. It's called MoonPay, and I'm not going to go through this here, but you can pick a certain dollar amount, and then you can buy crypto with it. With this application is what's called a fiat on-ramp, where you can take US dollars or Canadian dollars or Australian dollars or whatever you want, your fiat currency, and put it into the Exodus app so that you can buy currencies within the app. So it's like a bridge to the Exodus app. All right, let's get back to Exodus. And we're going to get out of this area. Go back to home, and the next area is rewards, where you can do what's called staking. So if you own certain cryptocurrencies, you can stake them, which means that you offer them to the chain, to the various blockchains, to serve as improved liquidity. That is, the more assets are available on chain for trading and buying and selling, then it's a better system. There isn't a big spread in the price when you go to buy it. So you get paid an interest for that service. You maintain control of those assets the whole time. You don't give them away and get interest. You hold on to them. They're yours, and you have control of them. They're just sort of tied up temporarily, and you get interest on those assets. And you can see here, you get 7% on Solana, almost 8% on Algorand, and all of these different assets. So Cosmos is a very popular one, and then some other ones have really high interest rates. So you can look into that if you wish to do that, or you can keep it super simple. And you can install other apps to give the application more functionality. In the settings area, this is where you can enable or disable certain assets to show up on your portfolio list in the homepage. These are the apps that you can install. You can connect with different devices, including hardware wallets, and you can personalize the app and change colors and themes and things. It's kind of fun. And then you can add an auto lock feature, which disables the application after a certain number of minutes of inactivity. So if you left the computer, it would lock the application. Even though it stays open, it just locks it, and it would require a password. And then we've already talked about the backup section. And that's about it. Congratulations. Not only have you purchased your first Bitcoin, but you've also moved it into self-custody. You are awesome. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Sovereign Money. In the next episode, we're going to go deeper into self-custody and discuss hardware or cold wallets. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video.